Hello everyone, welcome to Sweetcast. This is Clint. We got to talk about this. Marvel Comics is outsourcing the Lion King comic book to Dark Horse Comics. So something is going on at Marvel Comics. We've been seeing it for a little while now. They've been outsourcing creative properties on comics to other comic publishers. So the biggest one so far has been IDW. They outsourced Spider-Man title to IDW because they wanted younger readers. Now, a lot of people have been suspicious, especially if you look at the chief creative officer, Joe Quesada. He really seems to be so defensive, especially when comic book numbers come out for sales. He's so defensive over it. He's also at times antagonistic toward fans, and he also seems to prop up trolls. This is not like just one-off events. He does this all of the time. So it doesn't leave people with a lot of confidence. So I wonder sometimes if Marvel thinks of themselves, Marvel Comics, as some sort of proving ground or some sort of experimental wing of Marvel Entertainment, and that they're there to either create new characters, try out new storylines, or try out social justice politics that certain creators have always wanted to insert into comics. I'm not sure exactly why, but they're up to something, and everyone knows it. In fact, if you look up, just Google Marvel outsourcing comics, you'll see rumors Disney to shut down Marvel Comics in late 2019. Is this true? Probably not. I wouldn't think so. But the way that they're acting, they're just coasting. They've just given up. They don't care about comics. They just care about that movie money. So this is a problem because Marvel used to be seen as the industry leader. Technically, they hold most of the market share for comics, but I really think that's going to change. 2019 is the year that is going to change. I think DC Comics knows this. They've made changes to sort of lean things down. They've only got 52 titles now. They laid off some people, and don't get me wrong. If you need to lay off people to keep your business afloat, then that's exactly what you do. I'm not down with people that are just like totally against laying off people no matter what. You've got to do what you got to do to keep the business alive. Outsourcing titles, however, that's a totally different strategy, especially sending them to IDW, which is a comic publisher that has their own serious financial problems. So this article is from July. This was last July when the news came out that they were going to be outsourcing Spider-Man so that IDW could make Spider-Man books for younger readers, because apparently Marvel is incapable of doing that. And this is a cynical approach here. Marvel Comics is continuing their approach to let other people do the work when it comes to comics. Yeah, so they've been releasing things through Dark Horse, and IDW, of course. So this does not inspire confidence with Marvel fans. Between this and Joe Quesada and a lot of their creators just being condescending toward their fans online, this does not inspire confidence. Now, you can make all sorts of mistakes with your books and with titles and all sorts of things like that, but if you're a good person and it looks like you have plans for the future, you can inspire confidence in your customers. But Marvel's not doing that. So this is interesting that they're outsourcing Lion King to Dark Horse Comics. To me specifically, because this is an anthology. It's a graphic novel anthology. Now, normally anthologies are really great places for a comic book company to look for new talent. So they'll have even 2-page stories, 2-page to 6-page stories that'll be available for new creative teams to just try them out. They can tell a story, and this would be a great way for Marvel to try out some new talent and find out how these people work, if they can meet deadlines, whatever else. But Marvel has chose to bypass that opportunity and give it to Dark Horse. I suspect 2019 is going to be the year that we see a lot more of this kind of thing going down. The article goes on. The graphic novel, Disney the Lion King, Wild Schemes and Catastrophes, will be written by John Jackson Miller. The anthology will take you into the world through the vast landscapes of the Pride Lands for a closer look into the life of young Simba and what awaits him as the Lion King. The anthology will contain 4 stories focusing on Simba as a cub, First, we'll see Simba learn just how difficult it is to be king. The second will be the classic comedy duo of Timon and Pumbaa as they find themselves in an odd situation. The third story will focus on Simba and Nala as they trek down to an unknown path. Finally, the fourth story will have a focus on Rafiki and his wise words. Okay, so it will be 72 pages in length, and it'll retail for $10.99. I do wonder, is that part of the problem is Marvel can't do that for some reason? That's actually like $10.99, 72 pages. That's not bad. It's a really thin graphic novel, but it's not one of those $10.99, 32-page comics that they seem to figure out how to do. Okay, so this also does not inspire confidence in Marvel Comics because this property, usually when they make a comic book for a movie, they're trying to promote the movie, trying to send people to the movie or give people, more, I guess. They're expanding that intellectual property. This could be something that you would think Disney should be able to do, right? Disney, for crying out loud. Disney should be able to do this. They own a comic book publisher, not just any publisher, the comic book publisher with the most market share, but they're opting to go with Dark Horse. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on 2019 and what other surprise announcements you expect that we will see. I'm really interested to see what happens, but it seems like Marvel Comics is going to be taking a backseat, and we're going to be seeing less and less of Marvel. Would not surprise me at all if 2019 is the year where Marvel loses its position at the head of market share, the head of the industry. If you like this content, I'd love it if you like and subscribe. That really helps me out. And I'm actually writing this comic book, Downcast. If you're interested in flying cities and action and fun, this is something that's really accessible if you're new into comics or returning into comics for that matter. I would love to have you on the mailing list. It's in the link in the description below. And all that does is as soon as this is launched on Indiegogo, I can send you an email so you know about it. And that's because I don't really trust YouTube all that much. So thank you very much, and I will see you next time.